Good morning. For today's video, I'm going to be focusing on something a little bit different. I'm going to be sharing some giveaways with you that are offering things like cars, trucks, Jeeps, or other types of vehicles. I've personally met several people at sweepstakes conventions who over the years have literally won over 10 vehicles in their lifetime, while many other people won at least one or two. In fact, I think at one of the conventions that I attended that had over 700 people in attendance, when asked how many people had won a vehicle, over 100 people stood up. So you could definitely be one of those people who wins. And of course, how great would that feel? So obviously, part of the challenge is first of all finding the giveaways to enter, and then secondly, making sure you do it the right way. So as you can see on this list right here, I already have some items selected, about 10 giveaways, and I'm going to be going through them one by one, helping to make sure you enter them properly so you have a good chance of winning. And if you don't have it already, you can get this application, which is for Windows or PC, simply by going to pro.winningprizesearch.com. Go to the download page. There's a free 7-version full-day functioning trial. Just enter your name and email address and you'll get instant access to it. After watching the video, access this list as well in the description below, and you can also use those links in your browser. So let's get started. So anyways, if you're using this application, you can see the frequency rate here specifies how often you can enter. So obviously this is a one-time, this is an unlimited sweepstakes, this is a once per household. So basically once just obviously means you enter once, unlimited means you can enter multiple times, daily means you can enter once per day, and so forth. So just quickly going through these, here they're offering a Yukon Denali, Piggly Wiggly is offering a Jeep Wrangler, QuakerState has a Chevrolet Silverado, Quick Rewards has 2022 Winnebago Revel, and then Igloo, another Jeep Wrangler, which is pretty neat. If you're looking for a truck, Power Nation is offering a 2020 Ford F-150. Then Wyndham has, actually it looks like they're just giving you a check so you can decide what you want to buy. The Good Guys, 1988 Chevrolet Silverado. Then Fiat Chrysler, $100,000 towards a vehicle. And then finally, Major League Fishing, a 2023 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro. So anyways, one thing that's important to notice about some of these giveaways, and like I said, I'm going to go through them one by one, is some of them are specifically for certain states. So it is important to read the rules to make sure you are allowed to enter those. And I think out of the list I have here, just one or two are certain states, for example, Wisconsin. Then other sites, obviously, they're trying to build their user base. So in some cases, you actually have to register for a free account. It just means that they may offer you coupons or other deals or information in the future. But in order to even enter the giveaway, you just need to get a free account. And then others are simply just enter your name and address and that information. Finally, usually one of these sites will ask for, obviously because they want to get market intelligence, is they'll ask you, are you thinking of buying a vehicle in the future? What kind of vehicles do you like, etc., because that helps them better decide what types of vehicles they should offer in the future. So anyways, let's get started. So the very first one is this Yukon Denali. So if you're using the software, you simply double click and it opens it up in the browser right here. This is the entry form right here. So you have the first name, last name, email address, phone, country, and all of this other information. So if you're using this application, you simply press F8, pulls up a little drop-down menu like this, and you just go into first name, automatically types it up. It says Jane, simply because we're using the Jane Smith demo profile right there. Then you click on last name, press the F8 key again, name pops up, and then you just put last name, and again, you just go through this whole list like that. So F8, then email address, etc. And once you're done, you would simply agree to the giveaway rules. Of course, make sure you read them to make sure you do agree to them, and then press Enter. Once you've done that, you'd go back up here and you'd want to mark this as done. So now it records the last time you entered, and since it's a one-time only, if you tried to enter it again, this little button here would go red, meaning you've already entered. Now, of course, you could enter for a friend or family member. So if you had multiple profiles, for example, Jim Smith or Tim, etc., you could simply click on this and then enter for that person. So moving on to the next one, we'll go to the Piggly Wiggly. So we load that up. And one thing that's important, as I was mentioning, it's important to read the rules because, for example, this particular promotion, it says it's only open to the legal residents of Wisconsin and Illinois who are 18 years of age or older and have a Piggly Wiggly Midwest loyalty card at the time of entry. So, and of course, then they do say you can get a free one if you don't have. And it's also important to note when you are entering giveaways, there should be a free method of entry. Some giveaways will ask you to have a UPC symbol, they'll ask you to have an account, etc., but you should at the very least, have a free method of entry. So in this case, it is open just to Wisconsin and Illinois. So like I said, it's important to make sure you read the rules to make sure you qualify. So if you are one of those people, then enter your email address and then proceed to say enter for a chance to win. So of course, when you were done that, you could simply mark that as done. It does have an unlimited entry, or if you, for example, didn't live in Wisconsin or Illinois and didn't have any family members, etc., that didn't, you'd simply delete that sweepstakes and you'd simply click on this button, and so you wouldn't have to worry about it. Then, so for now, let's just mark it as entered. So now we'll go to Road to the QuakerState sweepstakes giveaway and click on that. So we go here, you can see the entry date and you can fill in all this information right here. And as you can see, there's a little bit of additional information they're asking for. Obviously it's optional because they're hoping you might like to buy a vehicle or buy something else in the future. They say, well, you have these optional items here, and then obviously certify that you're 21 or older, obviously read the rules, and then they'll ask, how do you hear about the sweepstakes? And this can be very helpful for them as well. And so when you filled in all that information, simply click on submit. And here's some of the rules right here. And obviously we can see that it's open to the legal and current residents of the 48 contiguous United States and the District of Columbia, who are at least 21 years of age at the time of entry. So this is pretty much open to everybody in the US, which is great. So anyways, you'd fill in that information, click submit, and again, if you were entering for a friend or family member, simply click on the drop-down box here. Once you're done, mark it as done, and then go on to the next one. So this is a little bit of an interesting entry form because instead it just goes to the rules, which initially might seem a little confusing, but it makes sense to read the rules. So it basically says who is allowed to enter. So in this case, it's these 4 states right here, or sorry, 5 states right here. Then let's see where. So then if we scroll down, it has the how to enter method. So sometimes if it just goes to a rules page, just do a quick search for how to enter. And the way you do that is you press Control F in your browser, then you can simply type it in here. So I just type that in, and then it easily finds. So as you can see, in this case, it says you need to be a Quick Rewards member to participate. The accounts are free, and you just simply go to Quick Rewards and then follow the instructions there. So let's say you entered that, then you would just mark it as done, and then you'd go on to the next sweepstakes. Oh yeah, also close this window right here. So we double click on that, loads this up, and what's actually really quite funny is on this particular sweepstakes page, I can't actually seem to find the entry form. Sometimes that may happen, and times a site may take it or may temporarily take it down for some reason. So at this point in time, I do not actually see the entry form. Hopefully when you go to enter, you will be able to easily find it. I did read the rules and was looking for it, and it said it should be this page. So anyways, if you don't see it, well, skip it and try it another day. So I guess that's a very good lesson. Since we're going through these anyways, might as well just mark it as done. So I'll say, yep, that's done. And then go into the next one. So this is the Power Nation Ultimate Truck and Sweepstakes Package. And sometimes you may see this, sorry, this campaign is not available in your location. So again, it's important to read the rules to make sure you can enter. And one thing that's interesting is sometimes some sites will make a mistake. So you can simply enter from a friend's place and then it might actually allow you to do that. Not all sweepstakes entries automatically detect where you're located, but some do, and sometimes they make mistakes. So if that happens to you, just enter from a different computer. But for sake of the promotion, I'm just going to say, let's say we did enter that and close this window, and now we go on to the next one. And 3 grand prizes, one great choice, $50,000 towards the vehicle of your choice, $25,000 cash, or 10-year Club Wyndham vacation ownership. And cool, so now here we can enter this, so we enter all of this information. Again, if you're using the software, simply click the F8 key and it pops up the little menu. Makes it a heck of a lot easier to enter and make sure you don't make any mistakes, and then you go through this entire list. And then obviously make sure you read the sweepstakes here. Some will have some kind of captcha, so in this case it has this little access code. So you simply click on this, type it in, and then it would go, oh, okay. And obviously it's checking to make sure you have all the other information filled in first. So once you do, then you could click in on the I agree, enter sweepstakes, and proceed from there. So let's say we entered that, so we'd close that window, mark that as done, and then we have this good guys. It's a 1988 Chevy, and these are actually kind of cool. I have seen them on the road. So anyways, we go and find the entry form, and so in this case it says basically don't enter more than once, system will automatically delete duplicate entries. So that's good. So in this case you don't really have to worry about entering too many times. And so these are the details right here. It says, thank you for entering. Your online entry has been added. So fantastic. So we're almost about done here. So we go into the Fiat Chrysler right here. This time it has what's called an age gate. So basically enter your birth date, your month, day, and year. And then you click continue. And so just entered that. And now you can fill in the details right here. And again, usually on the entry form, you'll have the details where it says no purchase or payment necessary to enter, which is good to note. And then you'll usually have a website where you can find more details. Some companies, they use third-party companies to manage their sweepstakes. So you'll notice this isn't actually on this main website right here. But what you can do is you can go to that main website and then just double check. So anyways, let's pretend we entered all that information, click continue, then we'd close this window and mark that as done. And then finally, we're on the very last item right here. So this is the Major League Fishing. So we double click that and then it loads it up. And 77 days left, so you'd simply scroll down and then enter. So it would have all the different prizes, and then at the bottom it would have the entry form. So let's say we entered that, you'd close the window and then mark this is done as well. So anyways, I hope that helps you. So what we've learned is sometimes it'll be restricted to certain states, so make sure you read the rules. Some of them will be one time only, but you can usually enter for friends or family members. Again, just read the rules to double check that. And then if you're using this application, obviously you can track this just to make sure you enter properly. And if you've already entered, it'll give you this little red button. And that's about it for today. If you want to get access to this list, you can also simply just download it from the description tag in the video. And thanks, and have a great day.